So did you hear about this? It's spooky season, GameStar, and we're diving headfirst into the world of horror FPS games. Yeah, the kind that make you question every dark hallway, every sound behind you, and sometimes even your own aim. We got blood, monsters, ghosts, and guns. Everything a terrified gamer could ask for. Oh, and speaking of horror, you might notice things look a little different around here. Yeah, the Game Breaker Arcade took a small budget hit. We're running on paper power right now. No textures, no shaders, not even a reflection. Just me and my perfectly flat jawline.
Perfect. You look like someone printed you out in 14.4p and forgot to color it inside the line.
Please, Virus, you're one step breeze away from becoming confetti. Anyway, since we're already this flat, might as well lean into it. Tonight's lineup, 7 horror shooters you need to experience this Halloween. Hold on to your gaming chair. This is Beneath, a deep-sea horror FPS developed by Camel 101 and published by Wired Productions. You play as deep-sea diver Noah Quinn, trapped in a collapsing underwater facility, crawling with mutated horrors, malfunctioning tech, and that unsettling hum of something moving just out of sight. Every hallway feels like it's about to implode, or worse, come alive.
Ah yes, the ocean age's way of saying you don't belong here.
Exactly! You're not just fighting monsters down here, you're fighting your own sanity. Think Bioshock meets Fear with a splash of Resident Evil paranoia. It's dark, tight, and drenched in tension. You'll question every sound, and maybe your oxygen levels too.
So, panic attacks with depth pressure very efficient.
Pretty much, but when I played it, it needed a little more polish. Some of the animations were rough, and a few areas had geometry popping in like ghosts at the wrong seance. But even with that, the core, rock solid. The shooting's punchy, the tension's real, and the deep sea setting, you're in nightmare fuel with a pressure gauge.
Lovely suffocation and hallucinations. Truly peak entertainment.
Hey, it's Halloween. If you're not questioning your life choices halfway through, are you even playing a horror game? Beneath drops very, very soon. This month, in fact. And trust me, this one's worth diving into. Oh, did I really say that?
Nice fucking model!
Next up is Absolution of the Dead, dropped into early access on August 11th, 2025. This one's by Future More Games. You wake in a Soviet lab turned necropolis with hordes of undead closing in. Loot weapons, set traps, upgrade gear. Your only path is deeper into the nightmare. The current build gives you one map for zombie survival, a mix of firearms, explosives, traps, and perks. This is only because it's early access. The devs plan to add more guns, maps, modes, even open world survival later on. It's rough around the edges, but the core of the game feels tense, bloody, and promising. If you're into lab horrors and undead mayhem, this one's worth keeping your eye on. See what I did there? Eye on? Okay. Alright, GameStar, this is Rules of Engagement, the Grey State. A free-to-play horror extraction shooter built for people who want their firefights with a side of panic. You drop into the Grey State, a warped dimension crawling with monsters, rival squads, and things that shouldn't exist. It's PvPvE. That means you're fighting AI nightmares and other players while hunting for gear and trying to extract before the world eats you alive. Each class, like the Phantom, Pyro, and Sledge, comes with their own abilities and skill trees. So teamwork actually matters here. It's set to hit PC in 2026 and comes from Warden Studios. The devs are promising a shared horror universe that mixes tactical shooting with psychological terror. If you've ever wondered what would happen if Escape from Tarkov and Dead Space had a twisted little crossover baby, this is probably it.
I'm in danger!
Blood, or rather, Blood Refresh Supply. Night Dive Studios bringing a major overhaul to their Blood remaster, integrating popular community mods like Marrow and Death Wish into the core game. Scheduled for December 4th, 2025, Refresh Supply includes all 42 levels from the original, plus expansions such as Plasma Pack and Cryptic Passage. It also promises modern upgrades, mod support, and a refreshed engine. Ugh, did I really say that? If you already own Blood Fresh Supply, there's a discount, reportedly 66% off for existing owners. This game is a love letter to retro FPS fans, the same twisted corridors, cultists, zombies, and heavy weapon chaos, but with built-in flexibility so modders no longer have to patch it themselves. If you're into classic horror shooters that bleed nostalgia and still hit hard, Blood Refresh Supply might be the definitive version for you. Oh yeah, let's step straight into nightmare territory. Skinfreak. This slasher horror game from Black Eyed Priest and published by Torture Star Video leans heavily into 1980s B-horror movies. You play as Belle, who's called into the office late at night. Classic horror move. What should have been a routine install job in the Brent Plaza becomes a fight for survival when the serial killer, Skinfreak, is waiting, and he's got rotten flesh and obsession on his mind. This is a story-oriented horror experience with a full voice cast, environmental puzzles, inventory mechanics, and branching NPC dialogue. The Steam page also mentions mini retro games inside, a side-scrolling shotgun mode, and a point-and-click House of Necromancer for extra flavor. It's a tight package if you like tense, stalking killers, mystery, unsettling visuals, and that raw slasher energy. Skinfreak is one you'll want on your list this Halloween.
Fucking model!
Let's bring down the hammer with Painkiller. The classic horror FPS is rising from the ashes. Published by 3D Realms, it's arriving on October 21st, 2025. This reboot, you're condemned to purgatory, forced to battle demons, wield infernal weapons, and claw your way back to redemption. You can go solo or with up to 3 friends in co-op. Offline support is also included. One new mode called Rogue Angel introduces roguelike arenas, randomized layouts, unpredictable loot, and brutal demon fights. It's ambitious, mixing classic Painkiller mayhem with fresh roguelike tension. If this version nails the gore, speed, and gut punch fantasy of the originals, Painkiller could be one of the scariest, most intense shooters this Halloween. And last and certainly not least, Painted in Blood. This one drops early access on October 23rd, 2025. It's developed by Madcraft and published by Perp Games. You'll be trapped in a haunted realm of an artist's twisted nightmare. Crooked halls, shifting walls, grotesque creatures, and horror elements that unfold dynamically. The game fuses classic retro FPS elements with modern twists. Pixel art visuals that feel nostalgic but vivid. Unpredictable horror triggers, and a sanity deteriorating system that warps how the world looks based on your choices and performance. Currently, Painted in Blood is launching with the first chapter and plans for 2 more chapters to come. The early access version is partly finished, and they want player feedback to help shape the rest of the game. I haven't played this one yet, but from what I saw, the visuals are haunting, the ideas are bold, and the horror vibes are strong. If you're into psychological shooters with surreal twists, this is one to watch for Halloween. And that's our Halloween horror lineup. FPS nightmares from Beneath to Painted in Blood. And where the hell did Virus go? Hope the budget cuts didn't eat him too. Anyway, if you like the games that I showed you today, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to help the Game Breaker Arcade keep alive, well, we're on our last legs as you can see. Check out Gfuel. The link is pinned in the comment just down below with 15% off. I get a small cut from every purchase, and every sip helps fund the paper doll madness here. This is Ionprime, and that's all I gotta say about that.